grilling me like foreman. They be grilling me like foreman. My girls walk as mean, so they grilling me like foreman. Yeah, they grilling me like foreman. I'm so fresh, so clean. They grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. I got that lean, my swagger mean, and they grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. Grilling me like foreman. When I spit time.
I don't know, man. You're feeling a lot of emotion. Plus the
Right.
coronavirus. So, man, there's a lot going on, dude.
It's pent up aggression, man. In all honesty though, like it's the perfect storm, man. And like the whole joke was leading into 2020, it was like how many preachers gonna be talking about the 2020 vision and clarity and this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And then, the corona, the Kobe Bryant thing happened.
Oh, yeah.
And, then, the coronavirus thing started tiptoeing in and folk acting a certain way. And then this happens. And it's like, I'm looking at it like, yo, bro, like for real. This is the 2020. Y'all wanted clarity, right? Clarity means you see everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you're seeing everything, this is what we need. Like, the situations ain't gonna be ideal, but bro, this is what we need. Like I've told other people, I'm like, single folk, like, man, I'm looking for the perfect person. You do realize the perfect person is gonna expose all your flaws, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, are you sure this is what you want? So it's the perfect storm, man. You know what I mean? And I'm just hoping that it will continue, and I'm hoping that all the talk is over and there's something that's actually going to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And it just is what it is. I mean, you're always going to have opportunists. You're always going to have people trying to take advantage of the situation, other people trying to throw mud on the situation. Did you hear about the Black Panthers, the fake Black Panthers?
No, I did not. No.
So at one of the protests in Atlanta, the Black Panthers showed up. Come to find out, these folk was from like Central Casting.
What? Really?
Look it up, bro. Like it was some people cast, like they're actors, like they legit went to casting and show, bro. And I actually talked to one of my boys. He was like, "Yo, bro, like I legit saw him." He was like, the girl that was leading him, she was bad, bro. Like she was bad for real. But I was wondering why they were taking so many pictures and not actually speaking and not actually doing anything. They were just taking a whole bunch of pictures. He was like, yo, that's just sad. But it's like, then you have other people on the other side. Well, the view of, just having them there to look the part gives a certain presence. Hey, shut up. It's just, it's lying. Like, when these folk lie, we have a problem. But when these folk lie, we want to cover up for it. That's part of the issue, man. Like, keep that same energy, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, for real.
I feel like that too, man. A part of me feel I'm not responsible for how people want to react. That's
right.
One thing. I also understand frustration, and like you said, all this stuff is perfect. It's just the perfect storm. It's been building, and you're seeing a lot of people who are tired of how they've been living, how they've been feeling, and then you see somebody get murdered, and it's crazy, man. And you're like,
right.
You know what, man? But it's taking its own life, and I ain't mad at it. But I know this shit takes time, yo.
Right, it does.
That's the thing. I'm like you. Like I said, we're familiar backgrounds. I'm like
right.
you. I just wait. I'm waiting.
Right. And I mean,
but I've been doing my part too. Shit.
Right. I mean, there's no revolution without bloodshed, man. And I'm not saying which side bloodshed has to be shed on. You know what I'm saying? But there is no revolution without bloodshed, and the power hungry or the power elite aren't about to give up their spot.
But
you know what I'm saying? Like they're not about to just give it up. Like
I agree, but I think it's different now. I think they believe now it's like it's not profitable to have war on our soil. It's not
Right.
profitable because we're the main people that keep the machine going. So,
I
well,
got my views on that too, but you know,
I mean, it's whatever. I mean, hey, look,
we
I'm just
do.
saying.
We do. But I think what it is I think we give ourselves too much credit. And
Mm,
when I say that, what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at a demographic map of the United States.
right.
There was a joke that I think it might have been Chris Rock or somebody said that it was like we only in like 8 areas, bro. We're only in like 8 places. But if you really look at a demographic map, we're on the coast. You know what I'm saying? Like
We are.
we're on the coast. We're on the
Right.
East Coast. We're on
Right.
the South Coast. We're on the West
Right.
Coast. And
Right.
the slaves that escaped from the South are on the North Coast. So
Right.
that's your Detroits. That's your, you know what I'm saying? Your
No, you're right.
Chicago's.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Buffalo, all that shit.
Right. Now, all the middle, like, of
Yeah.
course, there's black folks there, but a large concentration, no.
Nah.
So at the end of the day, we're like, oh, well, we're the machine that gets it running. Dude, look at how much of this country don't have us keeping nothing running.
No. Oh, that part I get. I'm talking about
Right.
as far as the perception of capitalism. Capitalism, those on top will prefer having profit over everything.
Right. But
So
at the same time, you're right. But at the same time, bro, like that profit over everything, they got a lot of stuff masked.
true.
Like we talk about boycotting, right?
Right.
Oh, the power of the black dollar, right? Okay. Now I've been on this tip for a minute, and it wasn't until Killer Mike did his joint on whatever, I forget the name of his show. But he has a show on Netflix where like the
Oh
first
yeah, yeah,
episode,
yeah. Ah,
yeah, whatever the name of it is.
yeah.
But
Escapes me.
like
Go ahead.
when he did that episode, I was like, bro, this is what I've been trying to tell people for years. Like, we want to buy black, we want to support black, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, we don't own any vehicles. We don't own any oil refineries to keep these vehicles running.
I know.
We don't own, you know what I'm saying? Like look at the necessities. Like, I actually had a graph somewhere that was like the average household not necessarily income, but the expenditures of the average household. And you talk about travel, you talk about lodging, you talk about food. And like the smallest portion of it was like entertainment. That's where we look at like, oh yeah, entertainment. Bruh, how many black owned like landlords are there? You know what I'm saying? How many black landlords, how many black property owners? There are some,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But like, let's keep it real. So you want to boycott, you're about to move? Like, okay, where you moving to? You know what I mean? Like, you're about to sell your car?
Right.
Like,
Right.
like how you go? Like, oh, you don't have a car. You use public transit. You use the black public transit or white. Like, it's
Right.
so many different things that it's like, oh, we so worried about what Nike doing, what Starbucks doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you don't need coffee.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you
that's
want
true.
coffee. You don't need it. You know what I'm saying? You don't need Papa John's pizza. But at the end of the day, you go to the grocery store. What black grocery store are you going to? Not even that. Who are their suppliers? Are they buying from black farms? Are they, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so at the end of the day, we talk about capitalism and, you know, hey, they don't want to lose this money. But bruh, they already so entrenched in owning everything.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
it's these sublet people that's gonna be hurt, but the ground roots dug in, folk.
Right.
They're like, yo, they just don't know.
See,
Like,
this is, I think, the thing that you and I may have a problem with. You know, listening to what you're talking about, and I know
right,
what exactly. I think it's the energy that we're feeling, and we're wondering
right,
if it's legit energy or is it
right.
just a lot of other shit
Trend.
there. Right.
Right, right. I'm like, I
Now,
hate trends.
I do
I hate
too.
trends.
And for
Like,
anyone to ignore that that is a thing that can exist in this,
mm-hmm,
then you're denying a lot of things because
right,
we know that my biggest thing is, yo, you ain't gonna live to see what you want. Like, we're all
You
part of,
might, but
we're part of the progress. We're part of the
right,
progress. But as far as the whole thing just being shifted over, like you said, man, it's gonna be real, like a legit warfare almost
right,
for
right,
it to be anything like that. Because the true essence of it all is very real. People do not want to lose. Greed
right.
is real. So, but I do see things getting better. I do see that right now, but how much better? We got, it's levels to better. It's just
Right,
levels to it.
right. I agree. I agree, man. The whole, like I said, the whole thing is just, I just sit back and I just be like, what y'all gonna do, bro? Because y'all don't listen to me. Like, so y'all need to figure it out for yourself.
Everybody
Because
has their way of what they want. I do.
right,
I know this now. I know that
you
now.
know, like at the end of the day, man, like I tell people straight up, I'm like, your mom was how I learned about Kwanzaa. You know what I'm saying? The Kwanzaa celebrations and the Kwanzaa parties and stuff. I was like,
Yes.
your mom is how I learned about Kwanzaa.
Yes.
I was like, so, but then later on, now everybody's trying to jump on board with Kwanzaa. And it's like, you learn when you learn. You find out when you find out.
Right.
But at the same time, like right now, the big thing is Juneteenth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know anything about Juneteenth till I was kicking it with my people in Texas. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I found out about it. I didn't find out about it from nobody in North Carolina or Virginia or South Carolina or
Okay.
Florida or Georgia. I found
Okay.
out from my Texas people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then the whole thing is, oh, well, y'all too busy celebrating the 4th and y'all don't want to celebrate Juneteenth. Well, here's the thing.
It's true.
Here's the thing, black folk. It is true, but let's look at celebrations.
Yeah.
Any national celebration or any cultural celebration is surrounded by cooking and drinking. That's it. Man,
Yes.
y'all want to be out here celebrating St. Patrick's Day. Y'all ain't Irish. They drink beer on St. Patrick's Day. Let's party. Cinco de Mayo. You ain't Mexican. They cook out and drink beer. Let's
Right.
party. Hey, Juneteenth coming around. Let's go to this church service and let's learn about the black community. Like, don't get it twisted. We should have something to where we're
That's
knowledgeable.
very true, though.
But if we ain't drinking and cooking, ain't nobody trying to celebrate.
Well,
Like,
guess
that
what?
just is what it is.
Guess what? It's gonna be getting a lot of drunk people. People already
Right.
are saying, you know what? I'm taking this holiday every year now.
Exactly. And
It's a
that's the
holiday,
thing.
baby.
Because even with MLK Day, people
Yeah.
don't. You see the party flyers with MLK on the flyer, you know what I'm saying, looking all crazy or whatever. That's terrible. I hate
That's
those.
horrible. I hate it.
But
They funny though.
But they are. But
yeah.
at the same time, why we can't party and drink on MLK Day?
Why can't
You know what I mean? Like, it's a celebration of life, right?
we? Yeah.
So yes, it's a balancing act, man. Like, yeah, we gotta have the education part of it, but let's party for real. If you want other people to come in, like, food is the ultimate equalizer. Food is the thing that brings everybody together.
Hell
Every
yeah.
black church knows that.
Right.
So why is it on all these events that we want, people to come together? We're not treating it as such. We want to educate. It's a
Right.
balancing act. I'm not
Yeah.
saying don't educate, but look, we need to educate, then let's eat and drink.
Right. Dude. Oh man. Everybody know the menu for funerals.
Right.
Everybody know the menu.
Chicken, green beans.
It's the same
Rolls.
menu for family reunions. It's like, oh, so the family reunion. No, what do
Well,
we say?
family-
Why we always
reunions
say
get beans.
yeah.
You don't get beans at a funeral, you get beans at family reunion though.
Why look, why is that one of the things we always say though? We always say, man, I only see you at a reunion or a funeral. And I've seen you more at funerals than the reunions, right? Come on,
Food.
man.
It's food.
It's food. Soul Food. One of the biggest black movies to ever exist.
To this day I still ain't seen that thing. and I'm and
Oh,
I'm perfectly okay not seeing it. Like,
so
I feel like, hey man, I'm gonna lose cool points here, but
man,
I stand where I stand.
I
There are
look.
certain black movies I refuse to watch
Let's go because I
because,
got them too.
like, there are certain black movies that I'm like, I've seen some of them,
Right.
and I'm just like, yeah, I'm good, never seeing this again. And then there's other ones that I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that because again, we stereotype our. It's like we're afraid to grow within ourselves.
Soul food good though. I mean, it was good for when it came out. I'm like
I got you.
certain movies to me are period pieces, right?
Right,
And I don't have a problem. I saw the movie so much in my life, for first of all. So
right,
after a while, it was like, soul food.
right.
Now maybe like if it's playing and there's a part of soul food that I said, oh yeah, I remember that. But yeah, I'm not like one that's got to have that
Right.
digital version of it. Like people can't right now, like, oh, I can't wait to watch that. I'm glad they brought it up. I'm
Right.
about to watch it. I ain't like that.
Yeah. Nah, like,
You know what movie
yeah.
that I just couldn't get into?
What's
Belly.
that?
I could not get into Belly,
Me
yo.
neither. Like, I started it and I wanted to watch Belly for the culture. Like
Me too. I did.
The whole Hype Williams thing. Like, Hype Williams is the man.
Right.
So he did a movie. I need to see it. And I just can't get through it, yo. Like,
You couldn't get through it. Oh wow. Yeah,
get through it.
I was telling someone that, man, and they looked at me like, well, what are you comparing it to? And I was like, what you mean? I ain't comparing it to nothing. What I'm saying is it for on its own, I just don't get into it.
Right. Like it's that, and that's funny in itself. Like, why do we always have to compare stuff?
Yeah. It's like
Like
what?
anything. And like, I'm not gonna say I'm not guilty of it because a lot of times that's how you have to break certain things down to other people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true,
man, you ever
true.
seen such and such? Nah. Well, it's kind of like if you
Right,
take, like,
right.
there's a show on HBO right now. I've only seen one episode of it. It's called Betty. And
I've seen, yeah, that. I haven't
like,
watched it, but I've seen it.
right. But like, the reason why I watched it, I tried is I just said there's certain black movies I watch, but I do try to support black stuff that ain't like
Oh yeah.
in the forefront.
Right,
So
right,
when I
right.
saw it, it was like, okay, it's about skateboarding, and I see two black girls. You don't never hear about black girls skateboarding. So I'm gonna give this a shot. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
watched the first episode, and it was kind of just like, all right, I don't know what's going on here. It's kind of like slow and kind of dragging along and kind of just. And when I try to explain it to people, now granted, I might need to watch a few episodes, but when I try to explain that one episode, I have to make a comparison, and the comparison is gonna make you laugh. I'm like, have you ever seen the movie Kids?
Oh
And
wow.
how kids just goes, and it's
Yeah,
just a whole bunch of dead space, and it just
yeah.
is what it is until something happens.
Right.
That's how the first episode of Betty is. And so when I say that, people be like, oh, okay. So if you were into Kids and you watched it, you might be able to handle this, or you might not. Like,
Right, right, right,
so
right.
I
You're
get it.
okay. I get it. Yeah, I get it without even having to see it. Okay. But you're
Yeah,
right.
like, I'm
That is how people, yeah, bring, yeah, that's true. That's true.
no.
That's true.
So
Sometimes you know people's preference though. You know what people
right,
like.
right.
Like you can instantly say, yo, I know Sandy definitely would like this.
Oh yeah, your brother good for that. Your
Yeah, I
brother
know
good
he
for
is.
texting me.
Yeah,
He good for texting me like, hey, check out such and such.
yeah.
Like, all right, I get to it, and then I'll get to it, and he be like, did you check it out?
Right.
Nah, like, da da da. Then on the flip side, he won't tell me about something. Then I'll be like, hey man, you see, hey, you need to check out such and such. Oh man, I'm already on that. Like,
Right.
bro, why you ain't tell me? Because you
He
ain't want
does
to
that to
ask me.
me too. He does it to me too. I'm like, damn. All right.
Like, why you ain't telling me about such and such, bro?
Right.
I
Yeah, I
didn't know.
tell people, man, look, don't take my way of not liking Belly for anything. I'm not a movie critic, yo. I don't
Right,
get paid for it.
right.
I like Muppets. What is it? The
The
last one.
last Muppets movie.
Yeah,
Hey
Most
man, that joke
Wanted.
was all right.
It is
Yeah,
all
that joke
right.
was all right. That
But
joke
come
was all
on,
right.
you're gonna take how I feel about Belly seriously?
I mean, the thing about it is like, okay, so another show. There's a show on HBO called A Black Lady Sketch Show,
Yes, I seen that.
right?
I like that
I
actually.
love that show.
Yeah, I like that show.
I know a whole lot of people that hated it. man,
Really?
that show's whack. Da 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 da. This, and I'm like, the thing is I pay attention to details. Like I pay attention to like facial expressions make me laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's
people's
good writing
actions in the
too.
background.
Yeah, man.
Right. And then I even told people, I'm like, y'all love Key and Peele as if everything Key and Peele did was a hit. Key and Peele had some bombs.
Yeah, they did.
I was like, Mad TV had some bombs.
Yeah, they did.
The only shows that came close to having a high success rating, sketch show wise, was the Chappelle Show,
Right.
and In Living Color.
Right.
Like those are the two sketch shows that kind of had like a high
I think if Key and Peele
pass to fail ratio.
if Dave Chappelle would have never happened, it would have been different for them.
Right.
They had great success with it, but it would have been different for them.
Yeah, I mean, Chappelle even said it. Chappelle was like, these dudes getting rich off of my show.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But
it was a good joke. He didn't mean no offense, but he knew.
None.
Everybody knew.
Right.
Everybody knew.
I mean, that's no different than the whole basketball debate about LeBron being great and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but the reason why Jordan is the GOAT is because Jordan put the NBA on a worldwide platform that nobody's ever seen before, which allows for LeBron James to do everything he can do.
Right.
His response, like, you know, I'm not saying he's not a great player, but LeBron James ain't responsible for a salary cap boom.
Right.
LeBron James ain't responsible for sneaker deals for hundreds of players.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
LeBron James ain't like, okay, well, man, Michael Jordan didn't do this in the community and didn't do that. That wasn't his focus. Man. Heck, you ain't doing nothing in your community. What are you talking about? Like,
right. What are you doing right now?
Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, you know, it's a matter of what was done to magnify the platform for everybody that comes after. You know what I mean? I'll tell anybody, I'm like, Bird and Magic saved the league. Jordan daggone blew the league up.
Yeah.
And everybody else is carrying it at this point.
Yo, everybody eating off of Mike, yo. Everybody in the league eating off of Mike.
Right.
It's just the realest shit ever.
You know, and that's why he's the GOAT to me. Like, it's because of that. Like, no other reason. I don't care if, and then I tell people, I'm like, yo, with sports science, with all the, you know, technology and footage that you can watch replays and watch, zoom in and look at people's footwork and all that. Jordan didn't have that. So you're supposed to be better. People are supposed, like, Jordan's stats should be diminished like every season by every player that comes along from here on out, because they can study him, then they can study the people after him, and boom, boom. Like, Jordan should wind up stat-wise being diminished. That doesn't stop what he was able to do. And you know what I mean? So, you know, but again, you know, people look at stuff how they want to look at it. So
no, that's the realest ever, man. It ain't no disrespect to nobody else. It's just that Jordan and David Stern was able to really put it there, because David Stern saw it. And so they both got together, and the rest is history.
I mean, and actually, you know, that actually was a bridge on the Magic Bird thing, because David Stern, because before that it was, Lakers versus Celtics, Bucks versus Celtics, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. They come in the league, and then it's like Bird and the Celtics versus Magic and the Lakers. That's when that era of things started. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, Jordan profited off of them saving the league and being able to, like, you know, David Stern kind of cooked it up with them and then worked the kinks out by the time Jordan came around. And now LeBron James and the Lakers versus Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
That's it. The league global now because of that.
Yeah.
The Dream
Straight
Team, all that stuff that David Stern, you know, and he got Coke out the league.
Right.
He got Coke.
Right.
That helped.
Right. I mean, you know, bruh, I messed around. I was falling down a rabbit hole. And I wound up watching a documentary on Rony Seikaly, of all people, bro.
Seriously.
Rony Seikaly.
Rony Seikaly was a center that was in demand, though. He wasn't in the high part of the rotation. He was kind of like the mid center rotation.
Right. But Rony Seikaly was the start of European players coming into the league.
Wow. Okay.
Like he didn't start playing basketball until late in his career. You know what I'm saying? Then,
Like Sabonis and all of them,
yeah, Sabonis and Rick Smits and all them. Like he is the reason why, not saying he's the reason, but he was the first flow of that.
Oh, yeah.
That, to the point where now we got our Tony Parkers and we got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Like but again, all that's off the back of Jordan.
Yeah,
So
because then everybody got a chance to see European players play
right.
against the Dream Team, right? And then there you go. You're right. Then you see these other guys. You're like, oh man, these dudes nice.
Right. So now it's like
Kukoc,
Kristaps, Porzingis, and
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, it's crazy out here, man. So it's everything is a message, people. Never deny how small your part is in the grand scheme of things. It's a lesson learned right there.
I don't know how small Mike's was, but yeah, that's true though.
It's a domino effect.
No, it is a domino effect. You're right. You're right. It's definitely a domino effect.
Like it's like I said, like we want to say,
message?
hey. Like, hey, because I try to drop messages in all my shenaniganery. You know what I'm saying? Like I laugh and joke, but I'm like, hey man, let's look at the underlying message of what we can learn in this particular situation. You know what I mean? Like, because again, it was like this is a dude from North Carolina just wanted to play ball, wanted to be the best in the world. But by him wanting to be the best in the world, he then influenced this person, influenced this person, influenced this person. Now, did you watch the Dave Chappelle joint that came out yesterday?
Yes, I did.
So when he said, old girl told LeBron to shut up and dribble,
right?
But then Kobe saved the country by playing on a night that he was able to make a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, do you realize how real that is? Like a man playing back. Bring it back home to what we was just talking about. Man, it was just a basketball game. Wasn't nobody paying attention. You say that, but right now, because of COVID-19 and ain't nobody else got nothing else to do, ain't no NBA.
Yeah.
Ain't no, you know what I'm saying, no sports going on. People are forced to see what's really going on in the world, and thus they're mad there's no distractions going on right now. You feel what I'm saying? So Kobe Bryant provided a distraction to make sure things didn't get toned up then. Now you could say, oh, well, that's part of the reason why we're having the problems now was because nobody reacted then. But it just goes to show the power of, number one, distraction. Number two, individuals and how they help other people cope with their issues. So, it's a big picture thing, man.
It is a big picture thing. Distraction.
Yeah.
People are distracted.
Yeah. At all times. At all times.
And ain't nothing like nothing like being at home 3 months and you ain't got nothing to distract you.
Nothing. Look at the same screaming kids running around the house. We all go somewhere. Damn, we can't go nowhere. Like,
man, I don't care what anybody say. You cannot take that out the equation. This shit that's going on right now, you cannot take it out the equation. When we realize now, man, the day that technology is over is the day we will go insane.
Bro, beyond insane, bro. Beyond. If there's a level beyond that too.
Yes, because we definitely won't have nothing to occupy us.
Right. Like all these, and you know the memes that come out like, hey, could you live here and give up the internet for 5 years? And people like, heck yeah, I can live there and take this about him. No, you can't. Shut up.
I'm telling you.
Everybody that said they could, it's like, yeah, did you not see yourself during the pandemic?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, have you seen yourself during the pandemic? I can't sit up here and say like I haven't watched like so much comedy sets, NBA TV, old retro basketball games, all kinds of shit. I done got caught up on so much shit that I hadn't had the time to watch. So I can't sit up here and lie and say like, oh yeah, I could do it. Because I've had that to occupy my time.
Exactly.
I had that to occupy my time.
Exactly. You know,
right,
I just use I
ahead,
just
go
use
ahead.
the time to finish an album and make some
Yeah, that's
tracks.
exactly
And
what I was about to say.
boom, segue. I'm nice with it,
Segue.
yo. I'm nice with it.
Look, man,
Yes, sir.
tell me about the album. Tell me about the process, man. Because you definitely you've had some shit going on, man. So you can
Yeah, man.
go through
Like,
the process to get here.
well, for me in albums, I with music and with anything that you care about, um, consistency is the key. You know what I mean? Whether it's your health, consistent eating habits, consistent workout habits, whether it's mental health, consistently going to a psychiatrist or counselor or meditation, church, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like consistency is the key. So for me as an artist, man, like, well, I'm a producer first and foremost.
Yeah.
So what wound up happening as far as how I became an artist was I was producer for so many different artists, and these cats would never put their albums out. They'd always, let's say it's me and another couple producers, they'd always push the other producers' stuff and keep mine on standby, or they'd be like, well, nah, I'm waiting for this particular situation before I drop the album, whatever. And they say that, but then they also try to string you along and be like, bro, I'm gonna blow you up, I'm gonna make you famous. You can't make me famous with your song playing it for your homeboys in the car, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not paying for it, they not paying me, they not putting me on other projects. So eventually I said, man, bump this. Can't nobody do me better than me.
Yeah.
I'm not the greatest artist in the world, I'm not the greatest singer, I'm not the greatest rapper, but at the end of the day, I think I'm good enough to make something of myself. So at that point, I just started working. You know what I mean? And I make beats, and then I have some concepts in my head, melodies, vocal lyrics will pop in, and I'll just, what I'm saying, piece that together. I may come back to it. I may start writing something. I may call some folk for some help, because in my eyes, I'm nobody's songwriter. I feel like my experiences aren't limited, but my topic base is all about me being mad at the world.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, man.
like, but I do it in a semi intellectual and entertaining way. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So like, for example, on the new project, there's a song you heard me say earlier, keep that same energy. So there's a song called Same Energy. The whole song is basically like, dude, you talk all this junk on the internet, and then you see me in public, and it's like, hey man, what's up? Nah, bro, you don't like me, remember? You was talking like, or you know what I'm saying? Or you was like, man, I'm about to do this, and where's that energy at? Like, that's what the song's about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? There's a song I got on there called Grow, which is kind of like it's at its core, it's an inspirational song. But ultimately it's like, look, man, we have our issues. We all have our issues. You got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, once you get fed up, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're getting older. What are you going to do? You can't keep blaming other people for your problems. So you have to take it upon yourself and grow and move forward.
Right.
So, that's where a lot of my stuff comes from as far as me writing. So sometimes I got to be like, yeah, I need to get out my head. I need some help.
Right.
Like, this is the concept. Hey, bro, this is the concept. Can you write this for me? You know what I'm saying? And then, folk will send me some lyrics, and I'll rearrange stuff and take some stuff out, put some stuff in, whatever. On this project, that didn't really happen. This project is predominantly all me, with the exception of one song. But overall, man, it's just me making beats, having ideas, coming up with concepts, and putting it down. And I try to put out an album every year, because, again, I talk about being consistent.
Right.
I may start putting out stuff more regularly, but that's still a work in progress. And generally, I'll sit and I'll promote an album, promote.
Yeah.
Just
I love that.
just
I love how you do that.
yeah, I just promote, and then somewhere along the line, maybe around October, November, generally after college football season, I'm like, I think it's about time for me to work on a project. Like, yeah, it's about that time. You know what I'm saying? So around that time is when when the first song for the next project usually hits. And then, new albums, I've dropped new albums anywhere between January and June, for
Right,
the past few years. So,
right.
that's my general process, man. I try to be observant of what's going on in the world. I try not to be empty in what I talk about. I don't talk about riches and balling because I'm not rich and I'm not balling. I try not to cuss in my music, not because I don't cuss as a person, but it's like I'll never forget. I'll never forget my goddaughter. My homegirl told me that my goddaughter was in the bathtub, right? And she hears her moaning, like, like she was like, wait, what the heck going on in there, right? So she go running in the bathroom to see what she doing, and she was washing her hair, like mimicking the shampoo commercials, like the what was it, the Garnier fruit whatever shampoo commercials. And from that alone,
Yeah.
you realize kids are always listening.
Oh,
You feel what I'm saying? And it's
yeah.
like, and as innocent as they are, they're always listening. And
Listening.
anything can happen at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So I have to be mindful of what I say in my music. Just because I don't cuss in my music doesn't mean it's for kids.
Right.
But you can play it around your kids, and it's not so. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Man,
so
I can't
crazy.
tell you how many songs back in the day had you can see or feel my nature rise.
Right, right, right.
My nature is rising.
Or rain down on me.
Rain through
Let
rain.
your love just keep on falling, rain on me. Just rain down. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. We
It's,
ain't know.
it's a beautiful song.
We ain't know.
Man, all you gotta do is have some beautiful harmony. It's a rap. You can
We
harmonize
ain't
anything, yo.
right, right. So, but ultimately, man, like that's my thing. I try not to I try to, if I do it, I feel like it should be a point. I realize that, hey, I may never be, Michael Jackson level, Prince level famous, and I'm okay with that. I feel like I make my music for whoever needs to hear it.
Yeah.
And if you listen with an open mind, you'll get something out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, do I expect it? Like, this one dude tried to low blow me one time, trying to take a dig at me, like, oh man, your music trash. Your boy's a DJ and he don't even play your stuff. And I'm like, yeah, he's a club DJ and I don't make club records. How's that work? Like, like you're not like I'm well aware of the kind of music I make.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
never
yeah.
gonna complain about, man, my music don't be getting no play in the club, bro. You're not playing my stuff. I don't make trap records, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not making these vibe out daggone popping pill records. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But I would have to say, man, on a personal note, that would be awesome to see you do a trap record. A trap record would be dope.
what
I
the
was like,
jacked up
yo,
thing is,
I know
the
you can
jacked
do
up
it.
thing
I
is,
know you can make
yeah,
the track. That I know.
I even when I tried, like, there's a song I did under the Jimmy Dean name. There's a song I did called Foreman.
Okay.
And I tried to take that kind of club trap element and make a song. The beat, I was like, yeah, the beat hits right, you know what I'm saying? Put the auto-tune on the hook. When I step up in the club, they be feeling me like Foreman. Hey,
Yeah.
they
That's
be
right.
grilling me
Yeah,
like
me like
Foreman.
Foreman. Yeah.
All the girls, something other,
Yeah,
they be grilling me
really
like
like
Foreman.
Foreman.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I got it. Then I went to go write it. And I was like, yeah, I can't write nonsense. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. So I'm like,
Hey man, I gotta use that. You gotta let me be able to use that track because I love that. That is
hey,
definitely the job.
you have access to my entire library. You ain't never got to ask me.
I gotta use
Period.
that joke. Yeah, because that
You ain't
was
got
it.
to
Yes.
ask me for nothing, man. You
Yes.
family, bruh. So like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, straight up,
Please.
like,
Yeah.
But even with that song, like I couldn't rap nonsense. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, I got to tell a story, and I'm gonna tell a story based on situations that I've been in. You know what I mean? Like I hang with a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? So that don't mean I'm sleeping with them. I just got a lot of homegirls, and I generally don't hang around unattractive women anyway. So you know
That's
what I'm saying?
real.
Like, so I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And Cats is looking at me like, who he think he is? I'm me.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
hanging
real.
around him. I'm hanging around him because I'm not trying to smash them all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. And whatever. So, I write about stuff like that, man. And it again, the record didn't get the traction I wanted it to, but it's part of who I am. You know what I mean? And it's nothing that I'm ashamed of. It's nothing that I'm upset about that didn't. It just is what it is, man. And people will be ready when they're ready.
Right.
I had I was on the phone with Akinelli 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And
speaking of singing a song with harmony or great shit.
Right. So I was on the phone with him like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked to hear the album. So I sent it to him. He was like, bruh, he said, ever since I've known you, man, the issue with you is you're too far ahead of your time. Like you're too far ahead. Like people aren't ready for what you're trying to give them. And he was like, think about it. He said, like with Dr. Dre and the Chronic, like everybody talking about how great the Chronic was. He said, the Chronic was pretty much thought out and done like in the mid 80s. But people weren't ready for it.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? So you never know when the right time is the right time, but the right time will come.
Yeah, you just gotta keep grinding. That's me with the podcast. Same thing.
Right. Like, and I mean, me and your brother and a couple of our homeboys have talked about it. Like, bruh, we were doing fake podcasts back in 2008.
Yo, yes, you guys, that's what got me started. You guys hearing you guys doing it. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Right. Exactly. But we didn't keep it up. Like, but we started and we talk about it now, like, bro, could you imagine if we would have kept doing what we were doing then? And for me, I don't trip about it because it wasn't something that I loved. You feel what I'm saying? Like it was something. Yeah, we were just doing it, and I was just kind of going through the motions, like, oh, we got some spare time, let's go ahead and do it. If I loved it, we would have kept it going.
Right.
But everything has its time and purpose, and we was ahead of the curve on that. You know what I'm saying? One of my same partners called me a couple years ago. He was listening to the radio or something. He called me. He was like, bro, I want to apologize. I was like, for what? He said, man, I was listening to the radio, listening to some music, and all the ideas and concepts and styles that you were trying to give us back in the day is all the stuff that's hitting now. And we didn't listen. And I was like, I mean, bro, you can only imagine what you can see.
Right.
I can't give you my vision. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a projector to plug. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an HDMI port in my head to plug and let you see my vision.
One day.
If I can't explain it, and you can't see it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know the color yellow, and I'm trying to describe the color gold to you, and you've never seen gold before,
right?
You're gonna keep thinking it's yellow. I don't see what the big deal is, but it's not yellow. It's yellow with like orange and silver.
There's a whole bunch in it, yeah.
So it's yellow. What? You know what I'm saying? Like,
people do that now, though. People do that.
Right.
The Steelers. Right. My brother says the black and gold. I said, that's yellow, you bitch.
But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those situations where, like I said, I don't trip, man. I just keep grinding out, man. So with this album, man, like the title of the album is called Because I Can.
Right.
And it's essentially because I can. Like, you can't tell me what I'm gonna do and what I'm not gonna do.
Right.
Previous albums, You Get What I Bring, which basically, that joint stylistically was all over the place. Why was it all over the place? Because that's what I wanted. and you get what I bring. You get what I. Hey man, what you bringing to the party? You get what I bring, bruh. You don't get no say so about what happens on my album.
Right.
You get what I bring.
Right.
Either you like it or you don't,
Right.
and that's fine. And that's kind of how I carry it, man. So
man, that's why I want. We gotta do. That's why we gotta get this thing promoted right here. So what I wanted to do is I want to thank you first of all
no
because
problem.
you've done this with me so many times, and I know we family, man. But it does,
Right.
Sometimes family don't want to, mess around with other people, man.
Right. Right.
So I appreciate that. I always appreciate that. And please follow this guy and also get his stuff. You can follow him but buy his stuff too.
Man.
And I can say I could definitely be more supportive on that end, and I will. I will. Believe me.
Hey, look.
We'll talk after this. I will.
Yeah. You can get the music at ayleemusic.com. That's where you can buy it. It's available streaming everywhere. A.space.Lee. That's how you can search it on Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, whatever. Again, the website, ayleemusic.com. If you search for me on Facebook, look up Aylee and Jimmy Dean. That's Gymedean. But, I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? And Lord willing, one day I'll crack the sky. And then, be able to rain down on y'all.
Man, that was so great, man, when you did that, because that's the truth. I was like,
Hey.
Love that song, though. Love that song. Man, I appreciate you, man.
Not a problem, son. Not a problem.
Sometimes it's soft as a